to Merseeds Cup of Joe. On this episode, Area Sales Manager Joe Birky from the Eastern Nebraska area joins us with an update on his territory. Hear how the dry weather conditions are affecting planting in Joe's area. And stick around for the corny joke.
Hi, this is Joe Mersman. Welcome to Merseeds Cup of Joe. Today we have Ben, Lynn, and Turk and a special guest. Lynn, are you going to introduce him for us?
Yeah, so today we have Joe Birky on with us, continuing on with our area sales managers. And Joe is located out in Nebraska and covers portions of Nebraska and Kansas. So Joe, welcome to the show this morning, and Ben, we'll take it away.
Yeah, Joe, why don't you tell us just a little bit about where you're at in Nebraska and what are the typical crops that you guys grow out there, and a little bit about your background.
I've lived on this farm pretty much my whole life, out in southeast Nebraska. So I cover southeast Nebraska, parts of Kansas, out to western Nebraska. We go out as far as Funk. We're working on a dealer up north of there, up by O'Neill. So we may be moving further north this coming next year. We mainly grow a little bit of corn and beans are our main crop. We have some alfalfa and just a little bit of hard red winter wheat.
I might mention a little bit, Joe is a second generation Merseman seed salesperson, which I don't think that's ever existed in our company, but his dad was the first Merseman seed salesperson for that area, and then Joe took over for his dad. So multi-generational seed salesperson. We've been selling seed in Nebraska, I think it goes back to the 80s. I didn't look it up exactly this morning, but a long, long time. So we have a long tradition of working with Nebraska farmers out there and the Birky family, so the whole family. Lydia, his daughter, was an intern for us here a couple summers ago. So long relationship with the Birkys, and they've been great to work with and have done a lot of good for us in Nebraska.
So before we were airing, Joe, we were kind of talking about current conditions. So what was the growing season like for you last year, and what are your current ground conditions right now? You know, we're talking first week of April.
Last year I had a pretty decent year. I was kind of in a garden spot where we did get timely rains to keep us going. There was a lot of areas that did not, but this coming year, probably in October, it quit raining, and we have been real short on moisture. Pretty much the state in the southeast part of Nebraska, and we're in a severe drought right now. So we are needing moisture for this next year's crop.
So if you were to go out and scratch around right now, you know, if conditions were ideal, do you have moisture at the 2.5 inch depth that you'd be able to get corn and beans up out of the ground?
Probably, but not very much. The wind's probably going to dry it right back out once you open that ground up.
Gotcha.
So we planted some oats here last week, and I know we were putting it into moisture, and I went out 3 days later and it's in dry dirt now. So I've talked to some guys that are digging some holes, and they said 4 foot down, it is dry all the way down. So we are definitely needing moisture.
So you're in Nebraska, and there's a joke that Elwyn Taylor always used to say, well, what do you expect? You know, it's Nebraska. It's supposed to be dry. So how do you get around, what's the word I'm looking for? How do you mitigate or manage that drought stress in your area?
We have a lot of irrigation, a lot of pivots going. I do have some farms that have no water underneath, so basically no-till. Go in there and hardly touch the soil, go in there and plant and be done. Spray and spray and spray is the biggest thing, so that we can keep as much moisture in the ground without opening up that ground that we can.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So we are in the first week of April. It is dry. How soon do you think planters are going to be rolling out in your area?
Planters will start Monday. I think we'll start. There'll be a lot of planters rolling. Just hoping the temperature gets a little warmer, which it's supposed to be next week, so that we can get the crop in the ground and get it up. But I would say by Monday, there's going to be a lot of farmers rolling.
Corn, soybeans, which one rolls first in your area typically?
It all depends. A lot of guys get the corn in. We do have some guys that are starting to see the advantage of putting beans in early. So probably 80% corn, 20% beans.
Common trend that keeps on trending on. A lot of guys are really pushing that bubble for the early planted soybeans for sure. Talk to me about some of the successes that some of your customers have had last year. I know that we had, you do a really good job, Joe, of sending us combine yield monitors from customers when they get really excited. And talk about that one experience, one of those videos where we were seeing almost 100 bushel soybeans last year.
Well, we had one guy out west that was combining Apaches, 1926s, and they on the combine yield monitor, they were running upwards to 114, 115 bushel. And I believe that field with the dryland corners went around 96 to 98 bushels per acre. So we've got a lot of yield potential out here with the irrigation. We just got to have Mother Nature help us out a little bit.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like 2 years running that this customer has had Apaches under irrigation that has had really good luck, right?
Yes, he has.
115, 116 bushel beans. That's absolutely incredible.
It would probably pay the bills.
You think that would pay the bills?
It might pay the bills.
So tell me what you're excited about for this coming year, Joe. Obviously, you're in a little bit of a dry spell here. Is there any products or anything that you're trying on your own farm, or what are some of the things that you're excited about for this coming year?
Well, I'm excited about the new varieties of beans. I'm going to be trying some Lincolns and some Eisenhowers out here. And I'm also really excited about the Merseman corn that's coming out. We're going to plant some Power Core corn on the farm, and we'll have a full test plot of all of our new varieties of Merseman corn this year to show, and hopefully we can get some on everybody else's farms next year and see how they do.
Yeah, we're really excited as well. When not everybody knows this, obviously, but Joe Birky has the largest test plot out of anybody that I've ever seen. Joe farms quite a few acres, and most of his fields, I'm not jealous of his planting, because most of his fields have 2 to 3, 4 different varieties in them, because he's doing his best to try to find the right products for the right customers in his area.
And the other thing about, he has a big field day, and normally has some outstanding fish. Worth the trip. Just worth the trip to eat the fish, believe me. So it's always a big event. Been to many of them, and you never go away disappointed with what you learn and what you see and what you get to eat.
That's absolutely correct.
One thing I would like to mention on here, safety-wise, a year ago, I was getting the planter ready, and I ended up getting a piece of metal in my eye. And I would just like to tell the farmers out there, 5 minutes of going to get safety glasses when you pick up your hammer and your punch or grinder will save you. I spent a year not being able to do very much because I've been fighting an eye problem, all because I didn't take 5 minutes out of my time to get safety glasses.
Yeah, you were pounding on a bearing, taking a bearing off a shaft?
Taking a bearing off a shaft, and I wasn't pounding that hard.
And a piece of metal flew into your eye, right?
Yes. So when you're out there working on your planters, please get safety glasses and put them on, and it saves a lot more time than just 5 minutes. Yeah,
I've had a detached retina and didn't go through quite the hell that you did to get it repaired, but I concur with Joe that eye safety is really important, because like saying, it's literally in the blink of an eye it can happen, can it? No pun intended.
So Joe, other than the farming that obviously keeps you really busy and selling seed, what other hobbies do you have?
Well, Lydia and I enjoy playing with our cows. We have a herd of cows that we have, and take care of that. And going, and I have another son that lives down in Oklahoma on a big ranch, and I guess we enjoy traveling down there and spending time with him.
You raise a few corgi puppies too, don't you?
And we have a few corgi puppies also, yes. Have 3 of them running around. Never a dull moment on the farm.
That's the way it works.
That's right. Well, we will let you get back rolling. It looks like you'll be planting crops here this coming week, potentially with the forecast and the weather that you have, Joe. We appreciate your time and giving us the western perspective, or the furthest west perspective that we have from our company. So conditions are always a little bit different.
All right. Well, thank you, and appreciate working for you guys, and I hope everybody has a happy Easter.
Wonderful. We can't let you go yet. You have to stick around for the corny joke, though, Joe.
Okay. We got to put you through a little bit of pain, you know. I guess you might say. Well, I got 2 jokes today. One of them is an Easter joke, and one of them is just a regular joke. Okay. The regular joke's so funny that I thought I got to bring it on. Okay. I went into McDonald's the other day, and I didn't think I was fat until the woman in McDonald's said, "Sorry about your weight." Okay. All right. The last one. This is the Easter one, because Easter's the official spring is here, and we're going. Next week we're going to get the planters out, so it's going to be an exciting time. What does the Easter Bunny and Michael Jordan have in common? What does the Easter Bunny and Michael Jordan have in common? They're both famous for stuffing baskets.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Well, thanks for watching this week. We hope that you and your family have a fantastic Easter. We hope that you're safe and you're healthy, and we'll see you next week. Take care.